Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have some crypto breaking news and I wanted to share with you all. This is something where we look into this report from the Cointelegraph. Very exciting stuff. All right, we'll take a look at the overall market right now and then we'll talk about this because there are $10.3 billion that makes this article really relevant if you guys are going to be investing in crypto over the course of the next year and beyond. So we'll get into it, we'll talk about it, and as always, leave your comments down below. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk crypto every day here, so if you guys are into cryptocurrency, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Also, please feel free to follow me on X. The handle is in the bottom left of your screen, and let's get going. Okay, so this is what we have going on. We are going to dive real quickly into the crypto bubbles because right now the market has shown signs of recovery. It's been a great start to this weekend, and now the majority of the cryptos in the top 100 are getting into the green, and that is a great direction. We can see some of the big ones up on the board that we do talk about, 5% and beyond. The majority of those sitting around 1 to 3% in gains in the top 100. We'll go down the list, and you can see Bitcoin right now trading at 54,753. So pretty much flat, and it's good to see some of these altcoins rallying without the dominance of Bitcoin, and that's something that we can hang our hat on if we are really going to get into this narrative that eventually, despite what Bitcoin does, we want all cryptos to be free. Want to quit relying on Bitcoin to pump for other altcoins to have success on the charts. And that's kind of the mantra that I'm and stance I'm taking when I do my own holdings and I make my crypto trades. So I invest in projects that kind of, they need Bitcoin, but they can also operate without it. So I do want to get in this report. And as always, guys, this is not financial advice. But the big one here is there are U.S. companies forecasting to buy $10.3 billion in Bitcoin over the next 18 months. This is a big one. So I'm going to break it all down for you. This is coming out of Cointelegraph.com. All right. But before we do, I want to share with you guys today's channel sponsor. All right. If you're watching this video and you do any trading on a leverage platform or you're looking to get into leverage trading, use my link down below. Get signed up with Margex today. There's a couple things about it. It's leverage trading, so it's highly volatile. Second thing is there's no KYC, so make sure it's right for you and where you're located. And a couple things, what they're offering right now, there is a $500,000 Caspa airdrop. So all you have to do is click the link, register, and I think you have to trade $100, and that will get you eligible to receive some Caspa. Also, you can claim up to $10,000 in bonuses using my link and have discounted trading fees. So that's what we got going on. Margex, exciting leverage trading platform. Check it out for yourself. And if you want to start trading on Margex, links down below. Okay. But back into this report, the next 18 months, and I'm going to pull up this link from Cointelegraph so you guys can see it for yourself. But this is where we have a cash treasury supplement, okay, with 3% allocation of Bitcoin that would shield companies from inflation since 2020, okay? Now, the interesting thing about this is coming out of River, which is a Bitcoin technology and financial services firm forecasting that the companies in the United States are going to increase their exposure to Bitcoin over the next 18 months. Now, according to this report, an estimated 10% of U.S.-based companies will likely convert 1.5% of their treasury reserves, or like I said earlier, $10.35 billion to Bitcoin over the next year and a half. Now, that's big stuff. Now, what this means for us is more adoption, right? We've talked about the inflows of the Bitcoin ETFs and the role that's going to play within kind of how traditional finance works, how it impacts us in everyday life. This is a big one because now it's not so much the institutional side of crypto, but the corporate side of crypto. All right. And so if corporations have large holdings of Bitcoin, what that's going to do for the overall market cap of Bitcoin, what that's going to do for the overall crypto market, that's kind of the big takeaway. Now, these are some of the projections and analysts from River pointing out that the traditional corporate strategies for treasuries rely on cash and other short-term cash equivalents, which are poor stores of value. So that's kind of why the majority of people look into these investments, because obviously with the funds rate near and over 5%, that's where within these short-term investments, they often fail to outperform inflation. So diminishing the value of a treasury. And that's kind of why people are going into Bitcoin, because if you look over the last vast majority of years, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset. So this is something where we look into why even further. The inflationary erosion causing Apple, now that they are a $1 trillion corporation, which, just food for thought, so is the crypto market, right? We've talked about how big the overall scale is of the total cryptocurrency market, and I'll share with you guys kind of that number here. Okay, as we dive into CoinMarketCap, you can see what I'm talking about. this is kind of where we see $1.94 trillion. Okay, so just to put food for thought, that would equate to essentially we look at Bitcoin as being roughly, I'm sorry, not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin sitting at a little over a $1 trillion market cap. So that would put, when we talk about Bitcoin, that would put that basically equivalent to Apple. Okay, so that is something very interesting to put in perspective. But that's kind of where we're at. And if you look how big Apple is, you look how good they've been kind of performing. It's no coincidence, I think, that the scale of crypto is just as big as one of the conglomerates, right? The behemoths in the technology space. Okay. Now, Microstrategy, big proponent within Michael Saylor of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin maxis, right? Always, always, always buying Bitcoin. Okay. Very, very big proponent of never selling Bitcoin, always buying Bitcoin, taking out loans, buying Bitcoins, adding debt, buying Bitcoins. Okay. And that's kind of where we've seen this with that 800 million debt sale, where he's has convertible notes at 2.25% with that maturation date of 2032. So this is kind of where you see these actually come into fruition, where Saylor has characterized Bitcoin as an asset that guarantees economic immortality to corporations and businesses due to the cap supply, and that's the scarcity, where we obviously will get into that down the road with Bitcoin, and then it will obviously become a little bit more stable and not so volatile as we look at these huge swings once that supply is exhausted. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And you can see we look at MicroStrategy adding 156 Bitcoin per day. That's a huge value, adding over $14.7 billion right now at the time. So that's kind of what we got going on. Crypto, Bitcoin, that strategy has really just outpaced. Look at this, over 1,000% comparatively to Berkshire Hathaway, one of the most go-to investments out there from the test of time. Warren Buffett, that has rose by 104.75% during this same time period. All right, so that's just food for thought. That's kind of how we bring it all full circle. People want to know why are we buying Bitcoin? What is the purpose of crypto? Well, when you start putting in terms like this and you start comparing it to more traditional ways of doing business and investing, that really brings it all full circle. So I hope you enjoyed this piece. If you did, make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe down below. Also, please check out our channel sponsor if you want to start trading with leverage. Get involved with that exchange. Links down below in the description. All right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.